Hi, we're returning to the subject of regulation of the Internet. As you know, we'd spoken in an earlier video about the Obama administration's proposals announced in January to create a unique Internet ID identification for each user in the United States. This new identity system is meant to protect you from identity theft and meant to improve the safety and security of commerce over the Internet. There have been some serious concerns about the government possibly issuing a license for Internet use, issuing a license for speech, and intruding into commerce in a way that it has never intruded before. Despite those concerns about privacy and possible regulation, the administration is moving forward with this proposal to create a unique Internet user ID in what it calls a government-private sector partnership. So a week ago, the Secretary of Commerce announced that the government was moving forward, and over the summer they will be conducting a series of workshops around the country to gather opinions about this Internet identification system, and then into the fall and into next year a pilot program to put this into place. This is indeed an important topic that people should be keeping an eye on. There have been many opinions expressed in this, but many people are seriously concerned. The Center for Technology has suggested that all the government is attempting to do is to give leadership and lead to innovation in the private sector. I think it's rather curious that when the federal government is attempting to teach the tech sector about innovation and leadership. But there we have it. I have serious concerns about these proposals. It may be voluntary. It is voluntary when the government sets it up. But once any governmental agency, for example, the IRS or any other governmental agency, Social Security Administration or the Passport Administration, requires that you have that government-approved ID number to transact business, then what happens? What happens when your local government requires you to have it? What happens when it becomes uniformly required that you have it? Then it becomes a governmentally issued ID, something that we don't want or don't really have any need for. Facebook, all these other services, YouTube, not YouTube, but Google, a lot of these services have good reasons, have private sector solutions to the identity problem and to protect the public from theft. But these public-private partnerships do two things. They legitimate the government's intrusion into this area of free speech, and by permitting the government to split up the pie as it has between a certain number of users to run the system, it gives the largest users in the business a disincentive to blow the whistle on the government when the government is doing something that's intrusive into privacy or that they might otherwise feel is bad for their customers. They can't be stuffing their pockets with governmental cash and favors and at the same time either have the government expect to be a watchdog of the private sector or the private sector to protect its customers from the government. This is a bad deal, and as the Washington Times editorial suggested back in January, we should run as far and fast from this proposal as we can.